Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And we are so happy to welcome you to Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. It's Monday, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So, we always like to get started on Monday mornings with some kind of lively conversation. And so, Fran, what's the topic today?
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind? Oh my
Y-
goodness.
yeah. Um, we've been talking. I've been doing some work on mind management and the importance of mind management. And the
Mm-hmm.
holiday seasons are coming. Well, wait, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
The holiday seasons have officially begun. When they start putting uh, Christmas out in what is
Costco
September.
and Home Depot.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so the holiday season is upon us. And what I wanted to bring out is we get to decide what our mindset will be before
Mm-hmm.
even getting into meeting with the friends and family and all of that wonderful stuff that happens. You can determine what your mindset will be before you go in. You can pick your thoughts.
There you go.
You can pick your thoughts, you can pick your responses, you can do all of that. And you can actually do this at any time. You can determine every day how you're going to think.
Mm-hmm.
It's Monday. It doesn't have to be a blue Monday or whatever. You get to determine how that day is going to go. You get to pick your thoughts. Your thoughts, your life will go in the direction of your most dominant thought. So let's pick some new thoughts.
Oh.
If the thoughts that we have are not serving us, not
Mm-hmm.
serving our dreams, not serving our vision or our goal, perhaps we need to pick some new thoughts.
Okay. Oh, so in other words, we get to reframe how we feel or how we're going to experience what the day's going to be, what the holidays are going to be, um, all of that. And we even get to make different choices or use our imagination. I know for a lot of people with the holidays coming up and with different events coming up, it can be very traumatic, especially with so many blended families.
Yeah.
You don't know if the ex is going to be there or if the mother of your husband's children is going to show up. Um, all of that after you've done the work all year. It can be kind of disappointing to see everybody run over there and just be so excited after you spent all that time trying to make the holiday, really significant for them and special. Good
But
morning,
you,
Dr. Taji. How you doing?
you uh,
That's a comment.
uh, go ahead.
An enormous part of my work with people is about the power of thoughts. That thoughts create and the mindfulness that is required for creating greater success. Thoughts are prayers. We're always praying. We're always thinking. Okay.
Right. And so we can determine the thoughts that we are going to think. Every thought that comes to mind does not need to stay there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It, if you know, and one of the things before we can reframe or replace a thought, we need to recognize the
Mm-hmm.
thought and be aware of what is and the thoughts will cause you to uh, feel some kind of way, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you get a thought and you start feeling some kind of way, it's time to stop and uh become aware of what is that feeling. This thought is not bringing me joy. It's not bringing me,
Doesn't make me smile.
doesn't make me smile. It's not bringing me joy. It's not encouraging,
Hmm.
but it happens the other way, and I'm feeling the other kind of way, which is I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling some other kind of way.
Or
I need to,
anxious, or yeah. Hmm.
fearful. I need to recognize that,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then I need to begin to, okay, take a different look at it. And what can I do? Mark says thoughts happen. We are not always instigating thoughts. And Mark, you're right, because thoughts come. It We don't instigate the thought. The thoughts do come, but then we can determine what we want to do with them. And he said mindfulness requires becoming conscious of our thoughts
Hmm.
and choosing thoughts that align with that which we wish to create. You are
Exactly.
absolutely correct.
Oh, I have a, oh, I just, an analogy. You know how you go through to the supermarket and there may be 20 different kinds of pickles or mayonnaise or whatever it is, different brands of things. And you get to decide whether you want sweet pickles, uh, sour pickles, relish, dill, all of these things. There's even red relish, you know. So there are all these different things, and you get to decide what it is you're putting in your basket. And if you think of your mind as your basket, you get to accept or reject whatever it is that you want or don't want in your thoughts, because they're going to eventually come out of your mouth, and then they're going to manifest.
Right.
Hmm.
So Mark says this is why my work is founded on the belief that success is a product of conditioning, aligning thoughts, words, and actions with a clear vision. And Mark, that's not an easy task, because many people are not aware of thought. What they call them triggers. Something, you walk into a certain environment, and then there's a trigger. I know there was someone teaching yesterday, and they
Hmm.
was like, this has triggered me, that triggered me. Well, why is it a trigger? You
And
know what
why
I
are
mean?
you allowing it?
Right, because most people are not aware. They are aware of their feeling, but they never stop to um become recognize and become aware of what exactly is happening, which means that you have to stop. Why do I feel fearful when I see so and so? Or why do I feel angry when I see so and so? Or why does when I hear that word I feel some kind of way? It requires us to
Mm.
stop, slow down, and recognize. So we recognize, we have to become aware of the thoughts that are flying by. You're going to get
Mhm.
thoughts all the time.
All the
They're
time.
going to come, but how we manage those thoughts, and how we determine what thoughts we're going to allow to remain,
Mhm.
then that's going to be the level of our life. Our lives right now are because of the thoughts we thought yesterday.
Mhm. What we're seeing today is the result of what we thought and said yesterday. Yes.
Right. And because the thoughts become beliefs too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Thoughts, if you linger on a thought, even, okay, a lie believed will affect our lives as though it were true. So we may be having thoughts that are lies,
Mhm.
but if we believe those thoughts that are lies, they will act like it will have the same effect as though it were true, because we believe the lie to be true.
Correct, because we're acting on that information, whether it's true or false.
Right. And we never, and that's why it's important for us to stop and recognize and, okay, is that really Captain Crunch down there at the end of the block? N- no. It's you We have to stop and face some things and ask, is this really true? Is this thing true?
Mhm. Now, I'm going to give you an example. A couple of years ago, I was visiting my brother, and he lives in the suburbs, and so there was a bear sighting. Well, every morning I would go out and I would walk about 2 to 3 miles a morning, and I had been hearing this thing over and over again about the bear sightings. I looked down the street. Now, I don't have my glasses on because I'm just walking, right? Okay. And I see this thing moving down, and I was convinced in my mind that this was a bear, right? Because I'd been hearing this over and over, and I'd taken it, oh, okay, there's a bear. Okay. I start running because I'm like, I know that this bear technically can outrun me. But before he sees me, I'm going to go back to the house and get there as soon as possible because I'm concerned about this bear, right? This
Right.
fear. Come to find out a couple of days later, it was not a bear, it was someone's dog because I eventually saw the dog. And in this neighborhood, they have these electric fences. So the dogs roam the yard, but there's no fencing because they can't go out of the yard. So I wasn't concerned about the dog, but the fact that I had that reaction because my mind took it, accepted the thought that something bad was going to happen.
Right. When in fact, it may not be something bad at all. And Mark says our thoughts reveal the foundation of the story that we are telling about ourselves.
Hmm.
That story is illustrated in the lives that we are living. The limitations in our story equal limitation in our lives.
Hmm.
And that's why you want to either rescript your story, rescript your life,
Hmm.
rescript, rewrite the script.
Hmm.
Mark has another comment. He says, nothing exists that was not preceded by a thought.
Hmm.
When we develop a greater awareness of our thoughts, we are able to become conscious creators.
Hmm.
So, and I was, and this is something I'm thinking about what I'm thinking. I need to recognize the thoughts that I'm thinking, replace and or reframe those thoughts,
Hmm.
and then make different decisions based on those thoughts, based on my new thoughts. And having a new thought may require some practice too. It may
Yeah.
not be, okay, well, I shall not think about that today, like Scarlett O'Hara. I may have to work at not being triggered by something. I may need to work at, okay, no, that's not true. Like, if you get the thought that nobody likes you, every time you walk into a room and you see people huddled together,
Hmm.
and you think, well, they don't like me. Oh, I'm not welcome here. Where did you get that thought?
Girl.
And it happens even to people who are quote unquote successful. They may have this little limiting thought in the back of their mind, which may sabotage the things that they are looking for in the future. Because if I don't feel like I fit in or that I'm welcome in this group, I'm limiting, like Mark was saying, I am limiting my life because of a thought And somebody may have innocently told you, they talking about you, or they
Mhm.
think this about you, and they are kidding when they said it, but that thing may linger for you for years, back in the back of your mind, just playing like a on loop,
Mhm. Mhm.
on what is it called, on repeat, in the back of your mind, so that when you get into a certain situation, you think that this is how people feel or whatever, and that may not be the truth. Matter of
Mm.
fact, it wasn't the truth. Someone just said it to you. Like, kids at school can be real. um
I used to word cruel, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I was trying to figure out how to say that, because kids at school can be very, very
Critical, and they can be.
cruel, but they'll say stuff and do stuff because they're not feeling good about themselves. So then they say something to you or something to someone else to make them uh, feel not good about
Or
themselves.
left out.
Or
No, we
exactly.
can't play with you today. I don't
Right.
like your shirt or whatever.
And the cool kids at the table, or the nerds at the other table, and all of these little things that are happening are ingraining. If we don't deal with those as we come up,
Mhm.
if we don't handle that, it may become a problem later.
Mhm. Mhm.
you, uh, you know uh, I've heard about, seen many successful people that have um, seeming limits. They don't feel, well, that's not me, I'm not successful. And
Mhm.
even though they're on the stage, they sing well, they do all these things, but they don't see themselves as successful because of something that was told to them.
Okay.
Dr. Tachi says kids also are not taught skills to deal with feelings of being inadequate. You're right.
Mhm. Mhm.
You are absolutely right. We are not, look, adults, kids, and the kids need it more so than the adults.
Sometimes they learn it from adults. But anyway, Mark has a comment also. He says, rewriting the story and reprogramming your thoughts is a skill because those thoughts are energized by emotions, which manifest as experiences. Often we have defined ourselves by that story. Hmm. Hmm. And I don't know if, I mean, are kids really inadequate? They're still growing. I,
Right, but they are feeling inadequate because either, okay, so we got some parents, well, I really wanted a boy, or
mm,
you understand, I want
mhm,
him to go to prep school or whatever, right? Not,
yes. Hmm.
we want them to go to prep school. We
Hmm.
want them to do this. I want you to dance. I want you to play violin. I want you in the math class. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the Tiger Moms, where the kids got to go to class and they don't get to choose anything, don't get to do whatever they'd like to do, just different things.
Hmm. Or to experiment to find out what is their thing.
Right,
You
and
know.
they don't get to do that. It's already, it's like their marriage has all been arranged
Hmm. Hmm.
when they were two. You shall marry a doctor. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to do this, and somebody else has scripted their entire lives.
Mm. And if they can't live up to the script, then that could be very devastating.
Hmm. And how many adults had their lives scripted by someone else, uh, and now they are trying to live their life, but the script that was given to them is still playing in their life. So they don't know if they like vanilla ice cream or not. They don't know what kind of ice cream to like because somebody else told them, you have to have spumoni. You have to do this.
Well, back in the day of long-haired hippies, we had an expression that said, "This is my life. You're just living in it." In other words, I'm going to paint this. I'm going to paint this life, and
Hmm.
you may or may not get a part.
But those are the kids that rebelled against the scripted lives that were being put upon them.
Mhm.
And Mark has a comment. He says, you cannot change your story if you're blind to the fact that you are the author and not simply a character in that story. You are writing the next chapter of that story right now.
There you go. And you can, and in many cases, you can decide whether or not you're going to be, um, if you're going to still shelter in place for the next 3 years. We just came through that. You know what I mean? Are you going to start reintegrating into social events? Are you coming out of the cave? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, Things happen that we didn't necessarily have planned for our story.
Yeah, the outside stuff, we there are some outside stuff that we don't have control over.
Hmm.
However, there are some internal stuff that we do have control over that we need to take do all right, make a better decision based on this information that I
Hmm.
have. I can change my mind.
Correct. Um,
Mark's comment is, he said it is a conditioning process because you can't simply affirm positive thoughts. You must shift in a way that aligns with your beliefs and the reality in which you are living. So
mhm.
you have to make the shift, and you got to go get new information. You can't keep wherever you got that erroneous information. You can't go drink
Mhm.
out that hose or at that water cooler. You got to go find a different place to get some information.
Mhm. That's good.
Mark says your life is not defined by experiences. It is your response to those outside circumstances.
Mm.
Yeah, that is exactly right. The circumstances don't define you. It's how you respond to them. There are many people who, like you said, Terry, that I'm not going back outside. I'm da 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 da. I'm hunkering down. Okay, or are you going to do something different?
Mhm.
What are you going to do in this? Because we're always going to get something that tells us that there's a bear outside. There's a lion
Exactly.
in the street.
Exactly. And so you have to decide, are you going out the next day? Was that a foolish thought? You know what I'm saying? You have to get a grip and reconsider, reframe, and react differently.
Right. Like we've had they told us that we're going to have a hurricane in California. Now we do earthquakes. We don't do hurricanes. Sorry, we just don't. This is not what we do. This is not how we respond.
Oh, hi.
We got the puppy in the back.
I see.
So we um we have to respond differently.
Yes, we do.
We have to make a
To the
different.
unexpected. This is hilarious. Okay, so we're responding differently.
Yeah, we make a different response.
Hmm.
Hey Michelle. Um
Hi,
we make a
Michelle.
different choice.
Hmm.
Okay, this ain't quite going the way I want. What are my alternatives? What are my what else can I do?
Correct.
What can I do? What can I do to have a different outcome? I need to go get some more. See, one of the things is going to go get more information from somewhere else,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
which we got Google. right? We got Google. You
Mhm.
can go, we don't have to go to the Encyclopedia Britannica anymore. We've got Google. We can go find out
Mhm.
information. We do not have to be stuck where we are.
That is so true. And then the other thing is, I love the fact that just as you were talking about responding to unexpected circumstances, here comes the puppy. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I was like, okay.
Like there's an unexpected circumstance. I and it doesn't necessarily have to take us off track.
No, you could, I mean, because I could have said, hey, don't you see me on the air? And it
That
ain't
is a
that
whole
serious.
different scenario on air.
On air stuff happens too. There,
When
look,
you're
I've
live.
seen some live stuff happen.
Mhm.
It's like, woo, uh, just
Exactly.
different stuff. Stuff happens, and so how are we going to handle life when it occurs? And okay, here's the thing that just crossed my mind. However, your thought, the way you process thoughts or something, is probably going to determine how you're going to handle an unexpected
Absolutely.
situation. Whether you're going to handle it, or whether you're going to react or respond to it.
Mhm. Yes.
So, responding is better than reacting, because reacting had no thought to it. Reacting is just based on a trigger.
Or panic. Yeah.
Right. Mark says, when presented with an embedded limiting belief, begin by responding with I am, choosing to believe that I am choosing to believe that. Your unconscious mind will not argue with a choice. It will argue with unrealistic affirmations. I am choosing to believe that I'm getting better every day. I am choosing to believe that something good happens to me today. I am choosing to believe that I will be okay after having Christmas with the family.
Hmm.
I am choosing to believe.
That I have more customers than I could ever respond to.
Right.
I'm choosing to believe that there's a demand for my services. I'm choosing to believe that um, that friend is going to be even friendlier. Okay. I'm
I'm
choosing to
choosing
believe
to
that my.
believe that this situation will work out where we are, it where we can get along. I'm
Mhm.
choosing to believe. Choosing to believe is very powerful. Very, very powerful. We can sit back and just be like, okay, we can have the thoughts of they're never going to change. Would you want somebody to think that of you?
Mm, mm.
Mm.
So today's conversation was what's on your mind? How are you going to react? Are you getting prepared for the things that are to come? They may even come today. An opportunity to choose to
To
believe something
believe,
different.
yes, we can choose to believe something different, and we stop, we recognize, we
Mhm.
replace, reframe, and choose to believe better.
There you go.
Okay,
Well, today
that's
is
our
also,
conversation.
today is also First Monday with the Biz Chicks. So if you
Woohoo!
are in the Sacramento, California area, we'd love to invite you to come on over to Seasons 52 at the Arden Fair Mall. We'll be networking tonight. We have a special guest for you, and we
And
look forward to
and
meeting you in person.
yes, Enrica Greathouse from Small Guerrilla Marketing will be our guest today. She will be tuning in from Los Angeles area.
All right. And Mark has one closing thought. He says, and if you need help in this regard, oh, I'm your man. This is a core part of what I do with clients. All right, guys, if you need help making that shift, go to Ask Mark Ward and get some help.
Connected.
Hmm.
Because see, this is you we need help in recognizing our thought patterns
Hmm.
and replacing and reframing, because if we could have done it on our own, um we wouldn't be, you know how people say get unstuck. It's hard to get unstuck when you don't know what you're stuck in.
That's so true. Or you just have never experienced it before, and it's like, what is this? You
Right.
just don't know the way out. So go get some help, and that help you can find in Mark Ward. So ask Mark Ward, and go connect with Mark. Follow him on Facebook, and uh, just maybe set just an initial appointment and have a conversation.
Yep.
With that, we want to remind you that if you're looking to become a part of Biz Chicks, you can join Biz Chicks by texting Biz to 33777. You can also find us over on our website, bizchicks.net, not .com, .net. And we look forward, guys, to seeing you tonight at First Mondays with the Biz Chicks. With that, we want to remind you that we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So if you need help with your tech or you need help with your business, give us a call here at Biz Chicks or go to our website and book an appointment. We'd love to help you. With that, we have a closing comment here. Oh, he says, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Mark. It's really a pleasure hearing from you. You always have such profound contributions to the conversation. So we thank
Yeah.
you in advance for that.
Thank you, Mark
Thank you, Dr. Tachi, and all of you
and
who are
Michelle.
watching, Michelle, Michelle. And we just want to invite you all over to Seasons 52 this evening. We start at 5:30, and we'd love to have you come and join us. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. We will be talking with Terry Johnson online everywhere, our social media marketing strategist. And on Wednesday, we'll be talking to Coach Karen, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Thursdays, we talk happy, healthy habits with Rama Shamizu and friends. And Friday, we'll be talking tech in a way that's easy to understand. So join us here at Biz Chicks, same time, same station. Bye bye, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, friend, for joining us on location. Bye bye.